Hello, you are watching Digital Savage.
Hi! Today we are going to talk about Tata Group, how they became multinational giant that is it today. Tata Group was founded by Jamsetji NUSSERWANJI Tata. He was an Indian pioneer industrialist who founded the Tata Group, India's biggest conglomerate company. He was born on March 3, 1839 to NUSSERWANJI and Javanbhai Tata in a small town Zaveri in South Gujarat, India. He hailed from a family of priests. Even as a young boy he displayed great ambitions and had a strong willpower. It was expected that he too would become a priest, but he rebelled as he had set his eyes elsewhere. He went to Bombay when he was and enrolled at the Elphinstone College. There he married Hirabai Dabu, while he was still in college, and completed his education as a Green Scholar equivalent to today's graduation in 1858. He joined his father's trading firm after graduation in 1858. His father owned an export trading firm, and even though it was a difficult time for business, Jamsetji worked hard and helped to establish its branches in Japan, China, Europe and the United States. He was very much interested in the textile industry and set up a cotton mill at Nagpur. When Queen was proclaimed the Empress of India in 1877, he named the mill Empress Mill. He also founded mills at Bombay and Kurla. He was a humanist and an efficient leader. His enterprises were known not just for their efficiency and profitability, but also for the labor protection policies. He had 4 goals in life: setting up an iron and steel company, a world-class learning institution that would tutor Indians in the sciences, a unique hotel and a hydroelectric plant. He was an idealist and philanthropist who believed that India's development depended upon the harnessing of her finest minds, and through disciplined industrialization. Thus he established the Tata Endowment in 1892, which enabled Indian students regardless of caste and creed to pursue higher studies in England. Once Jamsetji was invited to meet him at City Hotel by a foreign friend. When he walked in, he was humiliated by supercilious manager saying that Indians are not allowed in this hotel. He replied to this insult by spending £3 lakh in the form of the Taj Mahal Hotel in Bombay, inaugurated in December 1903. Many people called it Tata's white elephant, but as far as he was concerned, Bombay needed world-class hotel where Indians were treated without discrimination. At the time of its inauguration, it was the only hotel in India to have electricity. He donated land for a research institute in Bengaluru in 1898. He drew up a blueprint for the proposed institute and solicited the support of several powerful people like Lord Curzon and Swami Vivekananda to turn it to reality. However, this institution could not come into existence within his lifetime. During the early 1900s he made ambitious plans for a hydroelectric power plant and large-scale iron works. However, he could not realize his dream of establishing these enterprises as he unexpectedly died in 1904 in Germany. So let's talk about how big is Tata. Today Tata operates 100 companies in more than 100 countries and exports to more than 150 countries. In 2016, Tata Group records revenue of $103 billion. So now let's talk about some major overseas acquisitions by Tata Group. In 2000, Tata Tea bought British giant Tetley for $407 million, in what was then the largest such deal by an Indian company, and started scouting for similar deals to become a global tea and related drinks brand. And then in 2008 they bought Jaguar and Landrover for $2.3 billion. It's an interesting story. The poor response to its maiden hatchback Indica had driven Tata Motors to sell the car business, within a year of its debut in 1998, to Ford Motor. Some people advised Chairman Ratan Tata to sell the passenger car division following the poor response it got post-launch. Ford officials came down to headquarters Bombay House and evinced interest in car business. So, Ratan Tata then president of Tata Motors and chairman of the Tata Group, went to Detroit with some of his closest colleagues to hash out a deal with Ford. As it turned out, the executives at Ford were allegedly attacked, condescending to the Indian business contingent. The 3-hour-long meeting turned out to be a disaster, with one Ford official even asking Ratan Tata at one point, "You do not know anything, why did you start the passenger car division at all?" Visibly embarrassed and perhaps even a bit humiliated, a somber Ratan Tata left the meeting without finalizing the deal. On the 90-minute flight from Detroit to New York, with the team, would then make their way to Mumbai, Tata appeared to be deep in thought, reflecting upon what has just happened. 9 years after the humiliation, the clock turned to full circle. Ford itself was in no flowery shape either, reeling from the global economic meltdown, and almost on the verge of bankruptcy by then. It really needed to sell Jaguar and Landrover. Tata acquired Jaguar and Landrover in $2.3 billion. Post the acquisition, Ford chairman, Bill Ford, thanked Tata, saying, "You are doing us a big favor by buying JLR. So now let's see it in a bigger picture." Tata Motors is among top 5 motor vehicle manufacturer in the world. Tata Tea Limited is among top 5 tea manufacturing company. They don't only make luxury cars like Jaguar and Land Rover, but also cheapest cars like Tata Nano. The Tata Nano is a rear-wheel drive vehicle that runs on a multi-point fuel injection petrol engine with 2 cylinders. It can run at a top speed of 105 km per hour. The car's length measures 3,100 mm, while the width is at 1,500 mm. The car is also 1,485 mm tall. Tata Steel is among top 10 steel producing company in the world. Tata Starbucks is a 50-50 joint venture company, owned by Starbucks Corporation and Tata Global Beverages. Tata also owns digital broadcast company named Tata Sky, in a joint venture with 21st Century Fox. Let's take a look to some awards and achievements by Tata. Ratan Tata was presented the first award for responsible capitalism at a special ceremony at Marlborough House, London, by the Princess Royal. Taj Hotels Resorts and Palaces was awarded in the hospitality sector at the Dun & Bradstreet American Express Corporate in 2006. Tata Motors achieved historical overall India sales of 4 million vehicles since its inception in 1954. The company sold its 4 millionth vehicle in the domestic market on October 30, 2006. The vision of Jamsetji Tata, an industrialist, nationalist, philanthropist, and entrepreneur, made this company what it is. I hope you like my video and give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe my channel. I am gonna make more cool videos.
Watch me.